Let's do the transfer.
I'll do that. Hello everybody. How's it going? And welcome to another episode of Elite FPL. And how amazing is it today to see that we are joined by one of the OGs of the show, if not, well, before I was around, it was just Dan and Steve-O, and now he's back. Dan, how's it going, man?
Yeah, really good. Really pleased to be back, and yeah, thanks for having me on. And yeah, really looking forward to this final game week of the season. Really
crazy, isn't it? How the season's just, for me, like I was saying to you before we went live, for the second half of the season, for me, I just have hardly seen much football at all, and certainly not been doing that many streams because I've just been so busy with work. It's kind of crazy that we're at the end of the season now, and I'm not in the top four.
Yeah, I mean, I say looking forward to the final. I think I'm looking forward to the final game week of the season just so we can move forward to next season, because obviously this season, you know, I was doing quite well for the first, I don't know, part of the season, and then obviously my team got hacked, as we talked about before, and after that I just went down. So yeah, look, moving on to next season really, but yeah, it's still going to be interesting, and just to see how things get affected in the mini leagues, and also obviously the relegation battle and the other permutations in the league as well.
Specifically with Arsenal, Dan. Although,
yeah, well, do you know what? That's why I was hesitating then, because I was saying that and I was thinking, just, you know, get real. There's probably about a 1 out of 100 chance that Norwich can do us a favour tomorrow, but whilst there's still that 1 out of 100, I'm still going to keep a tiny bit of hope. But you know, let's be honest, we've blown it. So yeah.
Opium, Dan.
What's that, Chase?
So you got a bit of hopium.
Yeah, I think I will wake up some hopium by tomorrow by about 5:45. But
he's on that. Like...
But as we were saying before I came on air, or before we came on air, sorry, we didn't have our little bet this season, Jason.
I know. How funny is that?
Do you want to remind the audience what that bet is?
So normally me and Dan have like a 10 quid bet that I always say that Man United will always finish above Arsenal. And this season, yeah, we haven't done that bet.
Well, this season, obviously at the start of this season, we lost 3 games in a row. So I was kind of quiet at that time.
Yeah, but Arsenal haven't exactly been that amazing this year, have they? To be honest, they've had moments. I think, in all honesty, underneath Man City and Liverpool, it's just an inconsistent. Oh, it's rubbish. Yeah,
really.
It's rubbish.
There's a big gulf. I mean, I suppose obviously you've got Chelsea as well.
West Ham are probably the most consistent team of all below them.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I think like the amount of games that we've lost this season, really, and still to be in contention for the top 4, it's just been 2 bottlers battling it out, really. And even my uncle a few weeks ago, when we lost to Southampton, he said, "Well, don't lose hope." Yeah, he's a Tottenham fan, and they obviously lost to Brighton on that day. And I was just the way it's gone, see us all battle. But the way we played on Monday. Since then, football to me, I've just been like, no, I can't have it anymore. Let's roll on the summer, roll on Wimbledon, all those other sports, rather than just worrying about Arsenal. I think I've invested a lot of energy into Arsenal this season just because of that hope, and then it's just gone after those Tottenham games and Newcastle games. I just think, in all honesty, we weakened the squad in January when we were in a position to get into that top 4. And when you look back at it, Ben White and Gabriel, some of the players just went fit on them.
Oh, Ben White, don't even get me started about that clown.
Well, I mean, like Pablo Mari and Callum Chambers went in January, and I'm not saying they're the best defenders in the world, but I did say in January, I said, well, if one of those 2 gets injured, or Lacazette gets injured, we're in trouble. Now, to be fair, Nketiah's done well when he's came in, got a few goals, but centre-back wise, we've had to sort of make shift and
papering over cracks, really.
Yeah, papering over cracks. And what I really hate the last few days is this whole PR offensive from Arsenal. Like the new kits come out, £5 goes to some community, and I'm sure it's a good cause, but Friday it's all the players and all the national newspapers with a new kit. And then it's Arteta's on Football Focus today. Obviously, no one's going to be watching Football Focus because you're all going to be right here. But yeah, saying, it's progress. And it's like, I mean, if you'd said to me at the start of the season we'll finish 5th, I'd have said that would be, I'd have bitten your hand off. But looking at the position we've been in, it's just, I don't know where it goes on from to the next season. We're just back in that Mickey Mouse Cup, off to Azerbaijan, risking our lives on Thursday nights, more games. We spent the most in the league, and we've had no Europe this season. We went out the FA Cup with a whimper in the 3rd round, and yet we've still cocked it up. So I think, yeah, in all honesty, one of the reasons why I wanted to come on stream was just to let all this out. Forget FPL, this is just therapy for me, but I suppose we better talk about, FPL.
It's funny you mentioned about, like, you asked before the season if we were to take 5th spot, you would have been loving life. It's the same with like fantasy football. If you were to, in my case, offer me winning Torbay Elite, but you end up a millionth, I'll be happy with it. But actually, it's now me winning Torbay Elite and then trying to get 40,000 now. My bar's now set beyond 50k. It's now, can I get 40k? In fact, when doing the fan stream yesterday.
Fan stream. Can we just spend a moment to just like
you take it away, Jace. You're more knowledgeable than me.
And do you want to know something interesting? The plot thickens.
Oh, I don't want to hear this now.
So yesterday, Steve-O did a member chat stream, as you may know, and we got certainly a flag from YouTube saying that it violated their spam. Hang on, let me read it out. Hi, Elite FPL. Our team has reviewed your content, and we think that you may need to make changes to make sure it doesn't violate our spam, deceptive practices, and scams policy.
I hate that line.
In the meantime, we've made the following video private. Final day nears, all to play for in the Torbay Elite Rivals League and Super Cup final. We haven't applied a strike to your channel, and if you make changes or you think we've made a mistake, you can request to make it public again, even though Steve-O tried to change it to public and they didn't let him. However, there may be some instances where YouTube keeps your content private. Hello, snowflakes. What locked as private means content locked as private won't appear on your channel or in search results, and it won't be visible to other users. And I've got a theory. So basically, this isn't the first time I've heard of this. In fact, a popular YouTuber that I watch on a fairly regular basis also had the exactly same thing happen to his video yesterday too, and read out the email on his member stream. Yes, exactly the same.
Wow.
And he was saying that when stuff like this happens, YouTube shadow bans you, and you kind of get just thrown away from the algorithm, like put to like one side, and so you don't appear in any of the live search results, you don't appear in suggested videos, you don't come up at the end of videos when people are watching FPL content. So are we now thrown into this sort of like naughty bin of YouTube where they just throw you in this category of just like you're there to just stagnate?
Why do you think that? Genuinely, why do you think that would happen for? Whether it's us, whether it's a large YouTuber?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we're not that politically correct. Maybe. Well, I don't think we are.
Well, that's actually.
I don't think we don't actually say anything that's politically incorrect, but we just say things which could be construed as being a little bit
controversial.
I would say we speak harsh truths. We say it as it is, and sometimes, well, when I say we, Steve-O, is normally a little bit. It doesn't hold back. Maybe some person may have got a little bit offended and reported your stream yesterday, Steve-O. Don't know.
And I know for a fact that with Mind Pump, all three of them have been black blacklisted on Instagram, and they're thinking of all coming off Instagram as an example. I know for a fact that Sal, he's been legitimately shadow banned, and he's come off all social media apart from Twitter because of his opinions. And people,
if you say something which is against like a topic, if you say something which is against the narrative, then the powers that be can basically put you in the naughty box.
So basically what you're saying is that because we're not going through the whole best transfers, best captaincies, people don't like it. Is that what you're saying, Jay?
Well, maybe
in FPL, follow the template.
Maybe I need to get my tinfoil hat
out. Dan, in all seriousness, your job is to deal with people's social media and everything, and as you keep saying, YouTube is a form of social media.
I don't. My job isn't necessarily social media. I do have a job within content creation and media creation, but like my main job is just design work. But I know a little bit about the way the algorithm works. I know a little bit about the way that the institution, the narrative that YouTube and Twitter and other platforms want to keep. And it's no mistake that I see regular comments online from people that have put out content which is a little bit more. Oh, here we go. YouTube's got us back online now. There we go. Sorry, YouTube. I'll stop saying things now. I don't want to get in trouble.
I think the Matrix is.
But I've had people say to me in the past, like, I've hit, somebody here we go. Somebody saying, even though I have the bell selected, I never get notifications this channel is live.
That's ridiculous. I've just seen that from Cage.
So that's Cage Pap saying that. Like, I mean, genuinely, when I say, like, if you get on the bad side of YouTube, they just either ban you completely or they just throw you in this like box where they say, right, you're not going to get any exposure organically to search results. And I've seen it from other channels that I follow. I've seen it from other content creators online, and yesterday I saw it again. Like, I don't think there was anything in that video, Steve-O, that you said or did which, in my opinion, was spam, scam, deceptive, or
that's the weird one, isn't it? Yeah.
Like the reasoning. What's that reasoning? Scam, spam, deceptive. Like, what have we ever done that's spammy, scammy, or deceptive? Like, I can't think of anything.
I mean, do you think it's somebody that was in the Torbay Elite that's just a bit annoyed about how they've done, and they've just decided to report it out of malice? I mean, that.
Well, let's be transparent here. We know for a fact there's some. Well, I'm not gonna use any bad language, but there are some plonkers that from this community that have been banned from our community, that have legitimately decided to report our stuff, and it has had an effect on what we do and everything. And at the end of the day, I like Jason says, I'm kind of like in a world. It's a good thing that
my livelihood isn't on YouTube. Like,
well, no, you joke, but this is a thing that.
Yeah, because that is exactly what happened with the guy last night. His livelihood is YouTube. He relies on it, and he said time and time again, like, if it wasn't for his members, he wouldn't be able to pay the bills. Like, and he has, over 100,000 YouTube subscribers.
Yeah.
And he's just not getting his content out to hardly anyone, because YouTube have literally just, decided that it's, it's not going to get, not going to get promoted by their platform. And yeah, anyway, I mean, I don't want to get in trouble. So and the people laugh about, like, they monitor everything. Like, this audio that's been spoken now, the algorithm monitors everything that's said. And it, like, you got captions, when you can watch videos and it's got captions and it reads it out.
Yes.
Like, it's all monitored. Everything you say. Like, every minute of every video you publish and upload to YouTube, they screen it and they monitor it.
It's why I've always stated about the fact that once these platforms start monetizing things, you've ruined it. You've completely destroyed it. And You know, I've got a massive beef with the likes of Instagram, Twitter, well, not necessarily Twitter, but Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, in the sense of what you're saying. They're censoring everything for their own whatever means possible. And for certainly, let's be real here, not opinionated, poorly used the word there, opinionated channels like ours, not just fantasy football, it could be anything, it could be wrestling, it could be sports car racing, it doesn't matter. If you're opinionated, it's not following the
green
narrative.
for Elite FPL. There you go.
Yeah, it's not following the narrative of what YouTube want. I mean, do you see this in your field, Dan, at all?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, somebody approached me the other week. She's a massive Instagram account. She had over 10,000 followers. And yeah, her account was just disabled. She's just had to start again from scratch because she'd repurposed a bit of content that she'd used on TikTok and put it onto Instagram, and then they just and the thing is they'd shut her account down. And when you get into that position, like trying to get hold of somebody at Instagram and contact support, it's just a nightmare. It's the same with Facebook. I had another lady who, you know, like Jason was just saying, her business, a lot of it was through her Facebook business page, her Facebook personal profile for her diet business. And then also all of her personal memories on there as well. And all of that, I think it was 9-10 years, all of that had just gone because someone had hacked her account and it was some like terrorists or whatever.
Don't say that word.
Terrible, not terror, terrible.
So very quickly, Maestro saying stream to Twitch instead. We tried that. There's just not the audience on Twitch, and also like, you know, we've got you guys on YouTube right now. And to be honest with you, Steve-O, you know, at the moment, the way we are right now, we're just happy with the hardcore Elite FPL kind of following every week, tuning in, watching in. Like we're not after what the likes of Andy has to go through every single stream where the chat's just like, we can read what you're saying to us. We can pick out the messages. I can read everyone's message here. Whereas some of these YouTube channels are just ridiculous. You just like, you can't get a word in edgeways, and a lot of it's just spam crap about their team. Like, who should I captain and all that crap.
Can I get this off my chest? Shall I say something controversial? I'm kind of a bit...
Watch out, Steve-O.
I find it quite sad that certain
hovering over the report button.
They know who they are, like boasting about how many people have viewed their stuff, and we've got an amazing community. I'm not being funny or anything, but I personally don't think these channels do have a community. They don't have a community like us. They don't know who certain individuals are by name or anything. They may have a lot of people watching their stuff, and of that amount of people that watch it, there's going to be a select few that are legitimate hardcore
but to
followers.
Be fair, though, you can't monitor. Like when you've got a community that big, you don't.
No, precisely. But the point being is that these individuals make out like they've got this, I don't know, this strong community. Like I can't really explain it. Like it's really difficult for me to explain, but it's just, I find it so false. I really do find it so false, because I always see it as, if you're boasting about how many people are viewing your stuff, you're not accrediting it to people that are enjoying your streams or anything, or videos. It's just, yeah, great, people watch our stuff. And I'm not being funny, but a lot of these videos, it's like literally people are just clicking on it, go and see for 2 seconds what you've done, and then that's it, they've gone. Whereas with us, we pretty much know for fact that the people that come and watch us are watching us for what we do. We know that for pretty much for fact. And, you know, it is amazing how...
Sorry, carry on.
Well, no, I was going to say, it's just, I keep banging this drum, like, it's just incredible how you make the point about we've got Dan back, and like how only 6 years ago we were literally in Dan's bedroom recording on a mobile phone.
Yeah.
In fact, I tell a lie. It was, well, before we did this, it was only till recently, 2 years ago, that I got this laptop and a webcam, thanks to you. We were doing this all for a mobile phone, and the people that are still here now watching this have been part of this forever. And that's what we embrace. All these other channels, I'm sorry to say it, they just embrace the numbers. And it's like you can apply it to the music world, to be honest with you. Like you can watch a band from the very, very start of the underground, and they either continue going in the direction of what they should be, or they go, do you know what, we're going to sell out. Now, don't get me wrong, the ones that sell out and become these absolute ginormous, Bring the Horizon is a prime example. Bring the Horizon are a prime example of, they're absolutely ginormous in the world of pop music now.
Avenged Sevenfold didn't sell out though.
No. Avenged Sevenfold have stuck to their guns.
I don't know why, but all I listen to at the moment is Avenged Sevenfold.
That's a good thing, because they're a very good band.
I've got Spotify on loop, like it's going for all their music, and like the old stuff is really good.
They've just progressed their music.
They've matured and like got more, like they just got more like how kind of expressive with their music. Yes. And forged their own identity, and they've experimented here and there with like country and kind of Oingo Boingo sort of themed music, but never really lost their roots of metal.
That's
which
correct.
Is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Whereas there's a lot of sellouts that just literally just change their music for the sake of changing it to be popular.
We've got 19 likes. Come on, let's get the likes up, guys. Otherwise, YouTube's going to smash us into oblivion.
FPL, maybe.
Yeah, we are here to talk about FPL, but we are aware that this isn't a FPL channel. But sometimes this is actually the only time that me and Steve actually get a chance to speak to each other, and I'm doing so bad at FPL that I want to kind of just take my mind off it a little bit. And Dan's probably feel the same way. But yeah, hello to FPL Sparta, hello Dave, hello Maestro, Caged, Paps, like we said, Niraj, Shep, Firetogs in the chat. Very funny. Mickey podcast shorts. We've got Paulie there. Paulie, how you doing, buddy? Zimmy, Podner, and the usual suspects. Gabriel DeRop, Ram and Nathan, Manan, Patel is there too. We've got Kath Dan. We've got who else? We got Eraser. Hello, Eraser. Hello, John Harris. How you doing, mate? One of the OGs there. A lot of the OGs in the chat here. Crypto FPL doing so well.
Well, he's pretty much won the Rivals League. That's pretty much sorted, to be honest with you.
I can't wait till the new season start. I really can't. What a crap season I've had this year. And that last week, which happened a few days ago, which ended a few days ago. That was just painful. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to watch the games. I say fortunately because I would have just been frustrated. I did get a chance to tune into bits of Steve-O's podcast. I was trying to get on for a little bit, but I needed to get some things done, and I'm glad that I was distracted by my work on that occasion. Because I need a bit of my old luck to come back next season. Hopefully I start off at full speed, because this season it's been awful. Like I've just been making mistake after mistake, and been unlucky on a few occasions.
Do you we'll probably do a stream after the whole season ends, but do you put it down to maybe your position with work and everything? Lifestyle change, really?
I'm having to kind of make decisions last minute because I'm not keeping track, and also like I'm not planning ahead at all, because I'm just I can only compute so much. Like I've got so much in my head right now with everything that I don't want to have another like a database of information from FPL. So hopefully, all being well and good, I can get through the summer, get a lot of my work done, and hopefully get more time come the start of the next season, where I can kind of just plan ahead and have some crazy awesome new ideas for the show at the same time.
Well, looking at the Tour Elite in front of me, this is again a lot of this I discussed yesterday, so I feel like I'm repeating myself, but if you didn't know, I've kind of said that really there's a few battles within the Tour Elite mini league, but Jace, mate, you are 1 point behind Sai. That's going to be an amazing achievement if you take Sai.
I look at my team and I'm just like, wow, this is shocking.
It's better than Sai's.
Oh, I mean, I just have one transfer to make. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. I might just go KDB in for Salah.
The captain? captain him?
I'm not going to say who my captain is.
Because I look at Sai's team and I think the thing that all he needs to do is... Because he's got 4 point whatever in the bank. He's got enough to bring in whoever he wants. And he's either going to go Maverick with like Mane or like you said, Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, something like that for like Coutinho. Because he's going to get rid of Coutinho. I think he brings in Son. But Sai's going to be captain either Kane or Son. Potentially Jota. It's going to be one of those three that he captains. And you've got to kind of try and work out, well, hope for the best, but bring in that one player where you think, do you know what? He's going to make the difference to make up that. It's just a point, Jace.
Well, I'll just bring my team up on the screen very quickly for this week. So I've got Ramsdale currently in goal. I guess I'm having to play... hang on. It was the second yellow card, was it?
What's that for?
For the sending off Ben White.
Ben White wasn't sent off. He got an own goal.
I thought he got sent off.
That was
a red card. There was a red card that night.
Don't bring up more bad memories.
No. I got a notification there was a red card. Who got sent off that the other night?
The Arsenal game? No, it was...
no. Like 11 players got sent off, but no, it was Holding that got sent off in the previous game against Tottenham.
That's it, yeah.
I mean, discipline for Arsenal this season's been a massive problem.
Right, okay, so this is what happened. I got mistaken. It's Holding that got sent off. And again, I've not been keeping up to date with things that are going on with FPL, so you can tell. Coutinho to one of Buendia to Mount. So we'll get to answering questions shortly. So that's my team for this weekend. Ramsdale in goal, White, Robertson, Justin, who I don't think is going to play. Gordon, Mount, Salah, Zaha, Saka, Vardy captain at the moment, and Jesus. Vardy against Southampton's not a bad shout. But if I bring KDB in for Salah, that's also a good option too. What's your thoughts on just bringing in KDB, slapping the armband on him, and letting the team go like that? I do have a weak bench. I've got Danny Ings against Man City, Digne against Man City, and Shah against Burnley. I think
Shah, I don't
out.
think plays.
Yeah.
I don't think, because he was actually legitimately knocked out. So I think the protocol, I don't even know what the protocol is, but I don't think they're allowed to play after, is that right, Dan, after 10 days or something?
Yeah, it sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, your bench is screwed, but the majority of your players are going to be guaranteed starts.
Well, Justin, I don't think is guaranteed by any chance.
Oh, yeah, of course, Justin.
He didn't play the last game, did he? So he might play, actually, because he didn't play the last one.
But why didn't he play the last game?
He alternates. He alternates him. He alternates him all the time.
I think you just hope for your best for Digne. Hope for your best. If you're not willing to take that hit and give Sai 5 points.
I'm not taking a hit, no.
So you're definitely not taking a hit. So that's 5. That's right. Okay, so there's still a point in it. Like I say, Sai's probably going to be bringing in, because he's got 4 million in the bank. So it's going to be the likes of Son or Mane, one of the Man City lads. That's what he's going to do. It's the fact that he's probably going to be listening to this, and he's going to try and maybe even bring in Kevin De Bruyne. He may even bring in Kevin De Bruyne, because that is 1 point, and the bragging rights. Honestly, I mean, Dan, I'd rather talk to you about this. What do you find it fascinating, the whole Sai and just completely bottling it, considering how well he did at the start?
Well, I don't know the psychology behind it, because oftentimes in FPL you'll look at the logical decision and it will just completely blow up in your face, and then that obscure player that you pick will get like a double-digit return. But I don't know. I feel like Sai is just the panto villain.
He's a troll.
Torbay Elite. He is a super troll.
He's a troll. That's what he is.
What happens is he will do these transfers knowing that Steve-O will just go bonkers on stream, and he'll love it.
Yeah.
He loves the attention because he knows that his comments and his team will get all read out. So, but sometimes there's a method in his madness. So yeah, but if Jason could overtake him having the season that he's had, then that would be
would be awful. Like that's just because I've had like one of the worst seasons, if not like, I think this is the worst season I've had since being part of the show. And I think, I can't think I don't think I've had a worse season.
I mean, I still feel crushed from having, and this is my own fault, from having my team hacked, because as I say, up to a few months ago, I was having a good season. I was sort of like 6th or 7th in the Torbay Elite, doing quite well.
I love the fact you nearly forgot the name.
Yeah, nearly. I've only been running it for like 6 years now, but and everything was going. And then obviously that hack happened, and then since then I've used my chips, and like particularly I was just before we came on air, the bench boost, 38 points, took a -8. I know we can't swear, but it's an absolute shambles really. Whereas last season, I was doing pretty poor, and then the final third of the season I used all my chips perfectly and managed to finish above yourself, Steve-O, if you recall.
Can I just read out your bench boost? This is Dan's bench for his bench boost.
Do we really need to go through this?
Yeah, we do.
When's this for?
Yesterday or last game week.
Let me get up on the thing as you read it out. Hang on, here we go.
Read it out, Jace, because the actual
it's
bench.
Just like Man United fans living in the past. This.
Oh my god, this is the worst bench boost I've ever seen. This is look at it. This is actually the worst bench boost I've ever seen.
At the moment.
So bench boost, Foster didn't play. Oh, you take it
away,
Steve.
Right, it was Foster 0, Salah 0, Shaw 1, Kilman 0, and notable players in his team: Kulusevski 0, Ben White -2, Nketiah 1.
When you're relying on Nketiah,
it was Kane, literally Kane and Alonso and Watkins. Your points came from 3 players: Kane, Alonso, and Watkins.
And between 3 players from your own team, Dan, it says everything. Got a whopping 1 point.
You can't blame the hack on that.
That is just. I mean, you were going on about luck. I think Salah getting injured. Kulusevski doing nothing. It's just crap, and roll on next season.
Well, he did something, Dan. He's put in a hard challenge to get a yellow card.
I haven't got any words. I'm still recovering from Monday evening. When I was watching that game, when the second goal went, and I just banged my table.
What like me when it wasn't Wilson that scored, it was Ben.
Gameweek or whatever his name is. But no, I
cost me 11 quid.
The thing is, when Jason was talking about his transfers, I was looking at mine and I was just thinking, let's take a risk, let's take a gamble, but it's too late. It's too late for these differentials now, really.
Yeah.
So when you've got nothing to lose, you just think, well, Lukaku, captain, why not? Against Watford at home.
Go for it, Dan.
Reasonable form.
Roll the dice.
Have a.
Hang on. Where are you at the moment? You're 12th in the top elite.
Yeah, I had a bit of a comeback a few weeks ago, and then it's just the last 2 game weeks has just dropped down. I think when I voice messaged you, Steve, I had a good double game week, and I was not too far off Jason, and then it's just the last 2 game weeks it's just gone. So I can't even.
Good, mate.
I can't defend. Yeah, can't defend myself anymore.
Wow.
I haven't got it.
Have you actually? So, are you genuinely this particular game week? You're just going to go to hell with it. Because you've got no money in the bank. Are you just going to go? You know what? Let's just bring in KDB for Salah. I don't know, whoever, because you can't.
Yeah, I was just looking at that actually, thinking about getting KDB in, and then Ivan Toney. We said before we came on air about this whole beef with Brentford and Leeds, the 2019-2020 season, when the Leeds players were mocking Brentford for not going up, and Ivan Toney shared a video of that on social media. So, Brentford could finish mid-table. Ericsson doing well. That could be a nice differential in there as well. So, why not? Really, but Chelsea at home to Watford, that's another nice fixture as well. Lukaku potentially as well. So, yeah, just have a bit of fun with it.
Well,
I think, the last game week, really.
I said at the start of the season that Lukaku's one of these players that when it comes to like the likes of Watford, Norwich, Burnley, whoever at home at Stamford Bridge, this is prior to obviously him being left out the squad and losing form or whatever happened behind the scenes. I said it's guaranteed 2 goals minimum a game. I was expecting Lukaku this season to kick on, get a minimum of like say between 15 and 20 goals for Chelsea in the Premier League, and this would have been the ideal time to go, do you know what, Lukaku at home to Watford.
I mean, at the start of the season, you come off the back of a good Euros, and came from Inter Milan, done really well there. There was a lot of fear around Lukaku at the start of the season. It was like Chelsea are gonna, they're European champions. They've got Lukaku. Lukaku was talking about, I want to be in the same bracket as all these other players. I want to be talked about as world class. But recently he's picked up a little bit. But before that, his confidence in some games he's just looked really short. And but then, like you say, against those sort of lesser teams, he can do the damage. I mean, last weekend Watford let in 5 goals at home to Leicester. They're kind of on the floor a bit. So could be worth a shout. I mean, Havertz has got a bit of a sort of fitness concern, injury doubt as well. So Reece James as well, another sort of potential one to get in as well.
Well, apparently there's talk from Tuchel that he wants to play a couple of basically fringe players. I think Harry, in fact, I know Harry, FPL Tips, he put up in his team preview that he's thinking that it's Azpilicueta at right back or right wing, whatever, in place of Reece James, and he reckons that Ross Barkley will be given up top with Mount and Lukaku.
When he took that penalty against Liverpool last weekend, I was thinking, oh yeah, Ross Barkley plays for Chelsea, because just completely forgot. So yeah, just captain Ross Barkley against Watford then.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk. There's a few. I know one. I'm not going to reveal who they are, but even though I probably could now, because it's really not going to have any relevance on the Rivals League. But let's just put it this way: a rival put a DM to me, and they basically said they're considering Mason Mount captain Dan as a real differential to maybe shoot him up to try and get into the top 4. What do you think on that?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing with all these sort of what I call donzos, Mason Mount and Maddison, all these flash players that will, sometimes have really good game weeks. And I don't know, it's like I look at getting Maddison after his haul in the last double game week, and I just think, but when a player has you have a certain history with a player, like Maddison and Mount, my history with getting them in is that they always blank once they've had a lovely golden spell. And both technically really good players, pleasure to watch them, but I don't know, there's just something about them, I just don't trust them really. So yeah, I'm not totally convinced on that.
A question for you, Jace, because I want to address this from your point of view, and I know we kind of joked about it live on air, and we'll get Dan's thoughts in a minute, but what do you think about the Torbay Elite this year? Is it being just, as Sai says, bad managers, or is it just a case of, no, Steve-O, you've won it, you've done well, you've got through it, and hopefully, well, not hopefully from your point of view, just go and defend it. What do you think on Sai's comments about being just a poor season from the various managers in it?
Yeah, I would say that it's not been as competitive as previous seasons.
Agree.
And I'm not just saying from the point of view from the top, in the top 10, it's been pretty flat. I think this it has been quite interesting towards the end of the season. Obviously, still right now all is to play for. I can realistically still get 4th spot if I have a good week.
Well, it's 30 points on Dale. It's Sai's brother, ironically.
If I have a good week, if I say I captain KDB and he does another 4 goal, another a massive haul, then I think that it'll take something like that. It will take something completely.
Jay, all you got to do is captain Aguero.
Yeah, or Luis Suarez.
Aguero is ridiculous. So.
Yeah, Aguero, that was the days, eh? God.
I mean, he's got that statue outside the stadium.
And that one game I captained Sterling when he scored with his arm.
Oh God, yeah. What was that about again? I went absolutely mad about that.
It's his arm, didn't it? And went in. It got in the way. It was like on the line, I think.
When was this again? 2 seasons ago?
Oh, it's like, yeah, it was ridiculous. If VAR was around, it would have basically not.
And wasn't this like your?
It was a season before VAR. It was like.
That reminds me. I think that was like your peak FPL god luck coming into fruition.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Everything you touched turned to gold.
Yeah, I want some of that back now.
Well, this is the thing. Like I've looked at here, Darren. There's a chance Darren Monday could get second. You've then got a massive. I mean, Dale catching Darren is almost impossible. But then you've got Jack. Your mate Dan, Jack Jater, trying to get fourth over Dale. Then you've got Dan Benson trying to get fourth, and then there's you and Cy Jace. It's going to take a miracle. If you had a triple captaincy chip or a chip in general, there is a very good chance that you could get fourth. But I think it's hard. Yeah, it's just out of your reach.
I think it's mathematically possible, but very unlikely.
I mean, we'll ask you the same question, Dan. What do you think about the competitiveness of the Torbay Elite this year?
Yeah, I mean, this season it's been, I don't know, it's in terms of the number of people in the league, it's been the lowest I've known for some time, unfortunately, really. I'm not sure why that's been, but yeah, I think Cy's comments are fair. Really, it's been quite inconsistent in that sense, but it's nice to see there's a little bit of a battle towards, well, this final game week anyway. It would be interesting if Jason did overtake Cy, because he'd have bragging rights for the whole summer. I don't know if I've got a battle with anyone in the 12th place or whatever, but yeah, I mean, I just personally, I think, next season, it's like Jason was saying about real life takes over work and stuff, and it's been the same for me, but I want to get that standard back up in the league and get more people in the league, really, and just I don't know, but the days we used to have like 50 or 55 people in the league and everything, and it was brilliant, really. I mean, obviously that's how we started all of this. We used to have the Facebook group for the Torbay Elite. I used to do Gameweek reviews. You used to do Gameweek reviews of write-ups, and then we obviously started doing
the write-ups. I used to sit, bloody hell! I used to sit in my kitchen and literally, it's basically Twitter threads now. That's all it is. It's just Twitter threads, but it was for Facebook, and bloody hell, yeah, I'd literally go through each team and make like a generalised comment about what I thought about them going into. And people listening to this are just thinking, yeah, so what? Who cares? But back then, 5 years ago, it didn't exist. The only thing that existed then was Fantasy Football Scout, and they never did any of this. All they had was like their forum site and their member stats stuff. It's only been literally the past year that they've kind of decided to do an idea I suggested to them, right? Not that I've had any influence on this, but I remember emailing them and saying, do you know what I think would be a really good thing to, as an incentive, there's a word members will know from me, as an incentive for you guys to get members up, is to do members only videos. And they were like, nah, we're not interested. Guess what they do now, Dan? Hey presto, members only videos.
I mean, for anybody watching, just to explain what we're talking about, so we have a Facebook group for our Torbay Elite Cashmere League that we take very seriously, and Steve-O used to do match reports at each game week, and then I took that on the following couple of seasons, and I used to do a bit of I don't know, I talk about how the teams have done, but I kind of made it a bit of fantasy football fiction, and I talk about the managers and the quotes from the managers, and really kind of went crazy with it. And then the natural extension onwards from them was doing, a podcast in the group, and then obviously that evolved naturally into this. So all I would say is, if you enjoy doing something creative, just do it. Don't worry about how good you are at doing it. Just do it, and then you never know where it leads to, really.
I mean, Fire Talk says, is anybody of the Torbay Elite part of the YouTube or Elite Discord? The answer is no, apart from Cy and Dale. And Cy, Dale, Mr. Reed, I know for a fact. I don't know if you know if anybody, Dan, because you're more connected with these guys. I think it's just Mr. Reed, Cy and Dale, to be honest with you. Would that be right, Dan?
Maybe, in fairness, maybe it's worth another little push, because I know Lewis Robinson was asking about, are you still doing the podcast? It's like, yeah, they've got you know, over 6.5 subscribers on YouTube, you want to catch up. But yeah, maybe it's sort of worth saying that, you know, come and support the guys and watch, because, you know, like Daniel Benson, we were talking about them on a regular basis, so people know that they're being talked about. You know, psychology is that they'll want to tune in and see what it's all about, really. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good point. I mean, do you want to go through the Rivals League, Jace?
Let's do it.
Be able to bring it up. I know Wayne Dean's here. He'll be interested because that Rivals League. I don't know if you've seen it, Jace, but if a miracle happens tomorrow, I could get 10th in the Rivals League, which is just ludicrous. If a miracle happens tomorrow, I could potentially overtake Firetog, because Firetog's 10th at the moment. We've got JLo, Maestro, Wayne Dean, John Harris, Brew, Shano83, Lino, Ray Joyce, and Theo. Dread's there as well.
Very close.
It's so tight, the top 10.
So Crypto FPL's top.
Oh,
he did his free hit, did an amazing free hit, Captain Vardy.
Well, let's just stop there. Do you think Crypto wins it? Because Lost Guy has said he's using his free hit. He's the only one that's got a chip left.
He's got his free hit.
He's second. It's a 40-point difference.
Wow.
Can he win the tour?
No.
No, nor do I.
The free hit's not going to get him that.
No. It could if he was to go
super differential and get lucky. You'd have to go for players that Crypto's not quite at all.
Yeah.
Like, and just hope that each and every one of them outperforms his rival. Like, it's like the odds of that happening are very, very slim. And also by doing that, you could be jeopardizing second place.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, we got Giant Killing, who is in second. Here we go. He's like you said, got his free hit. Madison, he had Madison, like a lot of people, come through for him. Watkins, Captain Son, that was his only downfall, really. Could have been a different story if he had Captain Madison. Nobody would have, but yeah. So yeah, really, congratulations. I think we could start etching part of the winner's name onto the trophy. That. Where is the rivals? There we go. They got third place, Sultan Saeed. Dreams can't be buy. I still can't understand the name of that, Sultan. Free hit played. Captain Richarlison, well done to you. Very, very well done. Had Madison also, 102 points for 37, and goes into 38 with a good team. Very solid team. He's got De Bruyne already. I wonder if he's going to captain him. Son and Kane also.
Here's a question for you. With Lost Guy, Sultan, Joe Nicholson, Nasu, Mr. Anderson at a push, but do you just think play it safe and just consolidate, or do you just think you do?
Yeah.
Wow, this coming from you, who's got the cojones to go for it. You think just hold your places.
Where's it got me this season?
Well, no, but you've got the experience in the past few to just think to hell with it.
I think let's have a look at the league here. Have they got a cushion?
Not really. No, there's only a couple of a few points here or there.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. They haven't got the cushion to start taking like big risks, and they don't all have the chips. I mean, unless you've got the free hit chip, certainly wouldn't be taking big hits. Certainly wouldn't be looking to be clever and try to do something that's going to backfire. Free hit, second place, Rafi Ali is close third behind you, Sultan Saeed. You could be throwing away your second place by trying to construct a team that's going to counter Cryptos. And it's not, I don't think the time now is to do that. I think you could have done that 5 or 6 game weeks ago. Not now. That's just my opinion. But with best of luck. Are you thinking you can catch Firetop?
It's only 30 points and I've got triple captain.
Oh, it's only 30 points.
Triple captain if it's differential on Firetop.
Here we go, Steve-O. You know who's Steve-O when he gets serious with his face, can't you? It's like this. It's like, Yeah, talk about it. It's like triple captain. 30 points to get a differential. I'm like, oh my god, here we go. Steve-O's like, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't roll his sleeves up. Sleeves are permanently rolled up.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Honestly, it's a small possibility.
We don't have a paid league, no. Pseudo geek.
If he legitimately captains the wrong player and I captain the right player, remember it's triple captaincy, not normal. He's screwed. He's screwed. I could be coming in with a Lukaku triple captain.
Get your guns out. Get your guns out.
But I mean, we'll ask Dan. What do you think? What do you think, Dan? Can I make 30 points on Fire Tom?
With the season you're having and some of the luck that you're having, I think you should go for it. Definitely. And when you do,
people spend literally, it's their jobs. Their job is to create content from a fantasy football perspective, and I genuinely can't get my head around the fact that, my God, I'm ahead of let's say their names: J&O, Brett of FPL TV. We got Disable, aka or Luke Williams, aka Disable from Fantasy Football Scout. We got James from Planet FPL. We've got the FPL family below me. We've got FPL Tips with an S, who Dale was copying the cheat, but realised that he was rubbish, so he decided to stop copying. We've got Suj there. We got Mark Southerns below me. Tom from Who Got the Assist. These are massive names in the community.
Do you think I deserve big credit for your rise up the league this season above these elite names?
And why is this?
Well, obviously last season I finished above you, and I think maybe that.
I don't even remember last season. I don't even remember last week, to be honest with you.
Go on. Feel that spurred you on? And
here we go, Dan. Get some glory, mate.
If you want to put my name on that trophy as well.
Steve-O, do you think it's down to me that you've won Torbe Elite this year? Because after I've humiliated you for the last 5 seasons, you thought, you know what? I've got to put up my game.
It's the same logic, right?
Yeah, it's like I've made you a better FPL player, Steve-O.
More than happy to help.
I mean, in all seriousness, could it be just the fact that I've stopped listening to content? Genuinely.
Probably. Probably following your own advice.
It could be, and go like you just said, going with my own advice. Is it just a case of why shouldn't I go for whoever it is? Like all these people, I do find it so funny. All these people on the stream mocking me for having Michael Keane. Well, guess what he's done?
Not everybody. Not everybody.
Not everybody. A lot of people come out and they say they're criticising this because it's not the popular pick that the majority of people want to see. And you've had it in the past, Jace. Why have you done a -16 for to bring in Jota for when Salah's available, fit and ready? Why aren't you bringing in Trent Alexander-Arnold? He's the best right back on the planet. Have you seen him play? He doesn't do anything. And I do think if people just, I mean, this is just a one-off season. Next season I could do exactly the same and it all completely crushes around, which is fair enough. But I do have to start listening to myself and just going, Steve-O, just do what you're saying and just get on with it.
I mean, I wonder. I've always done this. Is read Fantasy Scout.
Firetug's got a really good point here, actually, and I can't believe I haven't thought of this. He's only started playing better when he's been off work.
Oh, deadly silence.
Well, in theory, that's just by pure coincidence. I would argue that if anything, there's just more content that I'm producing, that I'm releasing in the time off. I'm still. Do you think the more content you're releasing is getting you to think over things more? Okay. I would argue that. Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. I'd probably say that's a fair assessment. I would agree with the fact that I'm releasing. Give or take.
You're able to like absorb and digest and come to your own conclusions more by doing more content.
Yeah, absolutely. I think releasing 3 or 4 members videos, if not more, a week, which are anywhere between 45 minutes to over an hour, I think you are completely right. I do think that you do look inside yourself and you just are like, you know what, let's go with the logic here, or go with, like you said, digesting actually the basic stats are saying this.
Hit the like button, guys. Hit the
Yeah.
like button.
This is pointless. It's like I said to you before we went on air about Burnley Newcastle. Neither team can score home or away, so it looks like it's going to be 0-0 or 1-0 either way. That's what the literal stats are suggesting. You know, they've both scored 16 goals at home and away respectively. That tells me that neither team likes scoring away. Newcastle can't win a game away from home. Burnley can't win at home. So it's just got, thankfully, draw written all over it, really. But it's just thinking logically and not getting your brain swept away. I mean, I remember listening to Davey FPL the other day on the Llama of the FPL Casuals, and he was just basically saying like he just doesn't consume any content whatsoever, because once you start doing stuff like this, you just want to listen to anything but fantasy football. I'm sure it's the same in your world, Jace, that the last thing you want to be listening to is about cryptocurrency. I don't know that for fact. I mean, you tell me, is that right or not?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, you know, like with the type, to be fair, it's like whenever I get in a discussion regarding that sort of line of work, I tend to talk about other things that are happening in life, like we've done today. Like, you can just go really over the top with just constantly regurgitating and recycling like sort of like news, and I think that, you know, where can I go? Yeah, I don't want to be talking about cryptocurrency 24 hours a day. And one of the great things about that is that my wife doesn't either. So when I finish my job and I'm in the house, and she doesn't like football, so it's great. So she's the equalizer. She's the great equalizer. So she'll be like, "Come on, let's go for a walk. Let's go outside. Let's walk, you know, and let's go for a drive and go to this place that I've checked out online." Like, it could be something very simple like a cafe, farm shop or something. We just visit and just go out with like the family, you know, and take your mind off of the day-to-day, like, you know, the stuff that can consume you, because FPL can consume you massively, and so can crypto. So if you don't have those breaks and let your mind reset, then you can certainly just make irrational decisions. It's very similar, actually, crypto and FPL. Like, if you are so plugged into the matrix and like are consuming so much information, emotions start to fly and you can make irrational decisions based on your emotion. Whereas if you're more of a relaxed and calm about your decision making, bringing in a player and sticking with it and not listening to any, you know, content creator or someone that's, you know, claiming to give you the optimal strategy on how to trade crypto. If you're not listening to these people, you're not having third party involvement. You're not having second guesses on your own decisions. And
can I just add to that, actually, talking to fantasy football and the logic dictates what we're own thinking, and then an expert that may change your mind. So an individual, I'm not going to name them, was banging
a self-proclaimed
expert. Yeah, right? They were saying how Jota will definitely start the last two Premier League fixtures, no matter what. They're going to start. Did he? No. Whereas in my head, I was going Diaz. You got to get him in. But that individual actually kind of, because of their knowledge and the respect that I have for them, kind of almost changed my mind from saying to bring in Diaz to Jota because of what they said. If I didn't consume that content, I would just
How many people get a team together that they're happy with and then go onto Fantasy Football Scout or onto Twitter or onto Discord, onto the, you know, just to try and get someone to say, I don't like that, and then change their mind? It's almost like I'm convinced that people, they seek, you know, they seek to be told what to do with their teams. Like, you know, I don't know. It's weird. It's almost like psychological. Like they want to have their team picked apart. The truth is, no team is going to be fully amazing. Like there's always going to be compromises in a team. There's going to be sacrifices, and yes, you might want to have Harry Kane, Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, in the same team with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson and all the others. But you can't do that. You can't bring every single one in with Son. You've got to make a sacrifice, and that's why combinations are important, and combinations make the game competitive.
That's why I always loved the attacks that you were getting about Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think it was 2 seasons ago, and everybody was just berating you, and you were just like,
hey,
don't care. Don't
hey,
care.
Shakalaka. Hey, Ayush.
And the reality is that you proved those people wrong. I'm pretty sure you proved them wrong. I don't think it backfired as badly.
What was that, sorry?
The Trent Alexander-Arnold dismissal.
Yeah. I mean, it
didn't backfire as much.
No. Everyone was painting Trent Alexander-Arnold as this have to have him in your team. If he's not in your team, then you're going to basically suffer the consequences. And I don't think it has been the case. And I think that everyone has the right to go their own way and not be criticised. I mean, you can do the criticising at the end of the season, or give it time. Certainly in retrospect, you can look back and make the judgment. I think people when they come into the chat and they go, "Oh, I'm thinking about doing this move," and then you see other people shooting them down, like laughing at them. I wonder if that person actually went ahead and did it, or whether they read enough comments that put them off, only to get angry at themselves the following week if that player was to do well. And it's just like, can you really blame yourself? Like you said, just switch off and stop letting others influence your decisions. If you want to get second opinions because you're not sure, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. If you want to get ideas of what players to bring in, that's fair enough. But if you're asking someone else to sort your team out, then you're not playing the game.
That's it. And I said it on a members video this, so I've got 2 options.
Hang on a second. Alex follows in the chat. Hello, Alex. Man, I hope you're doing well. It's lovely to see you.
He better not be on the front line. He was on the front line, he said the other day.
Alex, heart goes out to you and everybody in Ukraine, man.
Absolutely. But I've got this decision in my head where it's like, stick with this plan of Coutinho out for Kevin De Bruyne and then Richarlison out for a striker. Well, the only striker I can think of that's worthy of bringing is Pukki. Or I do the sign from God, which is Sterling in for Coutinho and Tony in for Richarlison. And I'm just waiting literally on whether or not Sterling starts. I think that if I get the green light that Sterling is going to be starting, I'm going to do the sign from God. Genuinely, I'm just going to do it because I get Tony in, who, as Dan was saying, there's a chance that he's going to get the goal and maybe even a hat trick, possibly destroy Leeds, get him out the league, all that malarkey. With Pukki up against Tottenham, whereas Kevin De Bruyne is the guaranteed starter, and there's a very high chance he gets that double-digit haul. But it's the upside also of Sterling. So there's 2 players that I could get for a double-digit haul. Potentially both could get 10 points each. Or I go with the one player that's going to get 10 points and the other player that's going to do absolutely nothing. It's a very difficult decision that I'm in at the moment. I'm just going to have to keep looking out tomorrow for the leaks, the leaks.
Firetog, I called everyone that, TAA, sheep. Did I call TAA owners sheep? Yeah, I think that when people are bringing him in just because everyone else is, and not bringing him in, actually looking at other options, I think they probably are just being like sheep. And I think a lot of people do that, and certainly at the beginning of the season they are sheep. A lot of people, they don't go across all the players, all the combinations. They don't look at different formations. They just go onto forums and onto Twitter and onto other social media platforms and Discord, and they just go with the flow of the majority of people. And I will call them sheep. Of course they are sheep. By definition, they are sheep. I'm not saying everyone.
But ironically, Firetog and Dread are having some of the best seasons they've ever had.
Yeah.
I can't be stand corrected for playing their own game. Fred's having a stormer of this season, although I'm above him, but he's having a stormer of a season. and Firetog, you know, he was the man that said, I don't want Salah.
He started off being nice.
I don't want Salah in my team. I want Kevin De Bruyne. Guess what happened? He blitzed it.
Yeah.
He's now overtaken Brew.
Be brave.
Exactly. Be brave. Have you got any quick thoughts on that, Dan?
No, I think what I was going to say before is I have a tradition of reading Fantasy Football Scout on a Friday morning, Friday afternoon. I just quite enjoy reading it, really. But I was just wondering whether next season just to be like, you know what, let's give up that tradition and actually just do my own thing. A bit similar to how you kind of stitch watching the content creators this season and just see how it goes, really. Because like I said, if you get bombarded with too much information, I think that's just me consuming one bit of information. I haven't had time to look at FPL channels and watch all of that sort of stuff this season. So I might have a little think about that. I mean, I just enjoy reading the articles and the stats and whatnot. But yeah, you can, for example, not this is an excuse, but the double game that's just gone.
There you go, Firetog.
Richarlison.
Oh, you can't see it.
Yeah, Richarlison was in my draft, and then I read something and I took him out, and then you think, oh, he's got 2 goals, and then I'm just like, oh, can't swear. But yeah, so it's all food for thought.
Yeah, the whole thing of, I think logic has got to come into play as well. Logic has got to come into play as well. Let's be real about things here. Was Richarlison the sensible pick for this particular game week? Yeah. Was he the sensible captain? Yeah. But for people like me, it's like I'm chasing this. I've got to go with something. I'll bring Richarlison in. But the captaincy wise, I can't trust Everton. I can't. Who the bloody hell would have predicted them 2 games being 3-2?
Yeah.
I think they've scored 10 goals in 2 games, which is 9 goals more than across the last 10 games they've played.
To be honest with you, that game against Brentford, when I saw the result and that they'd had 2 players, I just couldn't believe it. And I just had to watch the highlights of that particular game, and I thought, that's it. That's Everton done for. And then obviously the Palace game on Thursday was just my friend Ben Edwards actually finished 2nd in the Torbay Elite.
How's he doing now?
Yeah, he's not doing so well. He still won't get Liverpool players in. I mean, that season, when Salah was on fire, he didn't bring in any Liverpool players that season. Managed to finish 2nd just behind Jason. So it's quite incredible, really. But obviously he was relieved and never wants to see Rafa Benitez again. So yeah, it's quite a turnaround, really. But in all honesty,
we've had it. The stream's been on for 1 hour, and we've had the first comment about the music being too loud.
Hey!
But I'm just.
So I get the stick and start banging on the wall. My next door neighbour, they just don't listen.
Go on, Dan. You were saying?
No,
I'll turn it down. I'll turn it down for you. Don't worry.
I'm just looking forward to seeing who's stayed up. Really, the relegation battle. That's kind of what I meant. Because let's be honest, here, the top 4 battle's gone. The league battle, I can't see Villa doing a madness tomorrow. So it's just the relegation battle that I'm quite interested.
Dan, can you shut the window? That car noise is a bit too loud. He did as well. Sorry, I was just making a point. Sorry.
All right, we'll ask you. I've just realised the time. I've got actually a very important meeting to be getting. I'm doing a Jason now. I've actually got a really important meeting to be getting to in a minute.
This is what my daughter brought me in today before the stream. She said, "Here you go, Daddy. How awesome's that?"
Are they sweets or I can't quite tell.
No,
it's just a bracelet.
It's a pipe cleaner with some beads on it. There you go. Sorry. He has a workout. I'm going to stick it on. We're going to go through the predictions or no?
Yeah, I was going to say that. Can we just quickly do predictions?
We got time for that, Stevie?
I've got to be gone by 25 past.
Oh my God.
5 minutes.
All right. Okay.
Can we shoot through them in that?
Although with my predictions takes about 2 hours, but I'll do the quick version. Let's just do them quickly.
Okay, Arsenal, Everton tomorrow. All at flipping 4 o'clock, so I don't even know why I'm saying the time.
2-1 Arsenal. Will show up when the pressure's off, but it won't make a difference, and be an interesting summer ahead.
2-1 Arsenal.
I don't think Everton score. I'm going 2-0.
How pretty is that? Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1. I think Everton will score, purely because I've got 2 Arsenal defenders.
Brentford Leeds. I'm going with a high. No, Leeds can't score. I'm going to go with 3-0 Brentford.
Yeah. I'm going to go one less, 2-0. Dan.
Oh, it's going to be a fiery game. I think Brentford are going to take them. Ivan Toney's going to score. He's going to be giving it to the Leeds fans. I'm going to go 2-0 to Brentford.
One of the few games that have not got much riding on it whatsoever than pride. It's Brighton against West Ham.
West Ham to win.
Yeah, I agree. I've gone with 2-0, I think, West Ham.
Yeah, that's a good shout, to be fair. I'm going to go 2-1.
I'm going to disagree with you both.
To West Ham.
You know, Brighton have finished the season really strongly. It was a magnificent performance against Manchester United the other week. And, you know, they've had a good season. I'm going to go 1-0 to Brighton.
Wow.
Yeah, do you know what? Not a bad shout.
Dan, are you going to be free tomorrow to come on for the games?
Potentially.
Let's do this, man. Let's do this.
Come on. Burnley, Newcastle.
Chelsea, Watford. Oh, sorry, Burnley. Yeah. That's it. Do we have to talk about Burnley? We don't talk about Burnley. No. Burnley, Newcastle, I would say... flipping out. 1-0.
It's going to be a tight game, isn't it? Newcastle after the Lord Manor show. Burnley, doggy performance against Villa. I'm going to go 1-0 Burnley. Ashley Barnes, 96th minute winner.
I'll take that. I'm not nowhere near confident. We can't score goals. Newcastle can just about score goals. I'm going to go 2-0 Newcastle. 1-2-0 Newcastle, yeah. But it wouldn't matter.
He really is converting to a Liverpool fan, isn't he?
Yeah.
We got Chelsea, Watford. Here we go, the big one. Are you going to have any Chelsea assets?
I think I went 3-0 Chelsea. Oh, Chelsea, yeah. I think I went 3-0 Chelsea. Lukaku hat-trick.
Wow.
I mean, I'm still
debating
Lukaku. Watford, Roy Hodgson needs to retire now. I think he's just looking old. Sorry. Sounds a bit harsh, but I think Chelsea will finish the season strongly. I say 3-0 Chelsea. Lukaku will hoard.
Nice, Jace.
Right. 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, and now your lads, Jace, away at Crystal Palace.
Good game.
Can we get a point? I'm going to go 2-1 Man United. Zaha to get the goal for Palace.
Yeah.
I've got exactly the same, mate.
I don't know. I'm going to do one for Vieira. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go 1-1. Should be an interesting game.
What, Harry Maguire in goal.
There's nothing on the game other than this. Is it Ten Hag going to be coming to the match itself? He's supposed to be coming.
Yes,
so
yeah.
I think they just put in a performance. I think Ronaldo get a couple of goals, something like that. Send him off. See you later.
It's going to be a nice clear out this summer. I can't wait.
But he's going to be one of them.
No, I think Ronaldo's staying. Leicester, Southampton.
Yeah, another game that's nothing. No one's got anything to play for other than pride. I'm just going to go with a 3-1 to Leicester, Jace.
I'm not going to get Southampton a goal. I'm going to go 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's that consideration of whether to get Vardy in or for me to get Madison in. Southampton conceded lots of chances.
Sounds like a -16 coming in, Dan.
Oh, yeah, fuck it up.
Try it, I did.
Keep forgetting about the swear jar. Sorry,
Right,
I've been holding that in all stream.
Get ready for the email, Steve.
And you know, that wasn't even an angry point. It was just...
We bring him back for one bloody day, and he spoils it by waiting till 1 hour and...
And I managed...
1 hour and 10 or 15. God.
I managed to talk about Arsenal and not swear, and I just swore about the Leicester South.
Oh, here we go. Fantasy Football 123 trolling in the chat.
Yeah.
You turn up the music.
I say 2-0 to Leicester. I wouldn't be surprised if Vardy, falls on this particular final game week of the season. So yeah, that's it.
Well, then the Liverpool Wolves game. Obviously, they're going to be reliant.
If we stop talking, the music will go up. Stop talking a moment. Oh, hang on, it's just come to the end of the song. I'll let you know in a moment. But no, what are we talking about?
Liverpool
Jamie
Wolves.
Vardy. Oh, Liverpool Wolves. Just the business as usual, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I've just gone with the standard 3-0.
Standard 3 now, 2-0. 2-0, not 3.
2. Okay, Dad?
The 3-0 comes in the next game.
Yeah, I think, like I said, Liverpool want to sort of see the season out on a high note. Obviously, got the big game against Real Madrid the following weekend. 2-0 Liverpool, just get a professional job done. I don't think Salah will play, and yeah, I think that'll
Just a quick question: is the Champions League the following Saturday?
Yeah,
So next week Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's worth risking in for that particular game.
So you're thinking 2-0 Man City then, Jace? 3-0, sorry. Man City.
I am 3-0 Man City. Yeah.
Oh, I've been saying all week, Man City to batter them 6-0. To hell with it. Let's say 50p on 6-0, Dan.
6-0 could happen. Yep.
Yeah, I just think obviously Gerrard will want to do it for Liverpool and all this, and there's some interesting subplots. Grealish, ex-Villa boy, Coutinho signed for Villa now. It's kind of an interesting one. All those subplots going on, but realistically, Man City, I mean, to finish above Liverpool, the season that Liverpool had this season, it is an incredible achievement. Really.
Ironically blowing it to Tottenham.
Yeah. So I just think, Man City 3-0. What about Jesus? I think I've forgotten about him ever since he's been linked with the
Jason's got him in his team.
Yeah.
Who?
Jesus.
Yeah. Who? Yeah. Fucking hell, that's worked out well. We've got Norwich Spurs.
I've gone with 3-1 to Spurs. They can't keep clean sheets, Spurs. They always seem to let one in, so I've just gone 3-1 to Spurs.
Well, this morning I woke up, looked at BBC Sport, and I see that Gary Lineker's linked Elite news about food poisoning.
It's a load of nonsense.
Spurs
It's a load of tripe.
Really?
Yeah, it's a load of nonsense.
It's not a load of.
It's true, but the players that we're all expecting to play will be playing.
Was it tripe? Was it tripe that caused the food poisoning?
It's not
exactly. Yeah.
It's not lasagna because
it's just a load of tripe.
2005-2006 lasagna gate. Spurs at West Ham, they lost us at home to Wigan. The whole lasagna gate thing.
Norwich 1-0.
Don't give me hope. Do you know what the sad
when Dan woke up, when Dan said he woke up this morning, when Dan said, I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking until Dan stops talking. When Dan said he woke up, I thought he was going to say, I woke up this morning, I remembered that I was an Arsenal fan, so I know that I can't predict Spurs to win.
Well, the sad thing is, after Monday evening's game, I was looking at Norwich City. I searched Norwich City on Google, and I was looking at the news. I was just thinking, is there any glimmer of hope? Is there anything that I can hold on? It's been pathetic. Like reading a Norwich City article about when they beat Man City 3-2 about 2 or 3 seasons ago when they had 9 players out, and holding on to past glories and all this bollocks. So, if you can do something, please do. But realistically, I've got Son, Kane and Kulusevski in my team. I hate to say it, but yeah, Tottenham will probably win 3-0.
I love the fact that Dan's going to pay for my next season's subscription to Elite FPL just by me swearing on stream.
Worth every penny.
I'm going 2-0 to Spurs.
2-0.
Sorry, Dan. I would love nothing more than Norwich to do a number of Spurs, but I just don't see it happening.
You don't think Pookie can do some madness?
2-1 then. Go on. There we go. Turned it around. 2-1.
There we go. Right. I think that's time for us to go, lads. Jace, do you want to take it away?
Time to go.
It's yeah. Rest in peace. Right.
In all seriousness, what are we doing about tomorrow? We're going to be going obviously live, covering all the games tomorrow, aren't we? So, I was thinking, I was genuinely thinking maybe literally start at like 3:15, something like that. a good 45 minutes before the game start.
Tweet out to see if anyone wants to join us.
Yes, of course.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Tag Capkin and a few others.
Yep.
They may want to. Right, on that one, guys, thank you ever so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you again, Dan, for coming on the show. Hope to see you tomorrow if you're available. Thank you to everybody that's tuned into the show. The viewers, of course, the regulars that we've got, the members. Thank you for the support of the channel. Without you, we certainly wouldn't be where we are now and doing what we are doing now. So
literally.
We can't rely on the views. We can't rely on the ad revenue. I want to say that I'm looking forward to this season being over, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Like and follow us on Twitter. What's our Twitter handle, Steve-O?
At Elite FPL.
That's not that hard. On that note, everyone wave. See you later. Bye.